These are 8 possible trades that could happen in the MLB in 2025. At number 8, we got Luis Robert. Going into his 27-year-old season, I could see a lot of teams being interested in signing him. 2024 was not a great season for him at all. He struggled with some injury issues, but in 2023, he was excellent. And the White Sox coming off one of the worst seasons in MLB history with 121 losses. I can definitely see the White Sox wanting to trade him and going into a deep rebuild. After 2025, he's got a contract for $40 million over 2 years as a club option. And I have Luis Robert going to the Phillies. They have an extra outfield spot now that Bryce Harper's playing first base, and I just think he would fit well in that lineup. At number 7, we got 32-year-old pitcher Jordan Montgomery. Now, I want to say the reason he pitched so bad last season was because of the late signing and a late start to the season, but he was actually really good in the month of April. His splits are super weird. Besides that month, he was bad like all year, and he's usually a pretty consistently good pitcher. If the Diamondbacks trade him, they might have to pay part of his salary. I think the Red Sox could be an interesting option for him. They kind of already have a big question mark pitcher with Lucas Giolito, so I think the best fit for Jordan Montgomery is the Texas Rangers. He pitched super well for them in the second half in 2023 and won a World Series there, so I think that's a good fit. At number 6, we got 28-year-old first baseman Ryan Mountcastle. The Orioles just picked up Ryan O'Hearn's contract option, so it's possible they could move on from Mountcastle. I'm not sure if I completely agree that trading him is the best move, but I'm going to go with a fun pick here, and I'm going to choose the Pirates. I think that'd be a super nice option for the team, adding some more depth to that lineup, and of course the fact that they need a first base. At number 5, we got starting pitcher Sonny Gray. He's going into his 35-year-old season. He could be switching teams again. He doesn't pitch too many full seasons, usually about 140 to 160 innings. It looks like the Cardinals are going to go into a bit of a rebuild, and I think a good fit for Sonny Gray would be the Atlanta Braves. Since Max Fried might be gone this offseason, they're probably going to want to go for another starting pitcher, and I think Sonny Gray would be a good fit. At number 4, we got 27-year-old pitcher Jesus Luzardo. Now, I think it'd be cool if he went to a team like the Tampa Bay Rays. They usually like to trade for pitchers when they're lower in value, and he wasn't great in 2024, but I'm going to predict that he goes to the Cleveland Guardians, as they could use another starting pitcher, and it could also be a left-handed pitcher at that. And if you're wondering why I'm not using as many clips this video, it's because my last video got copyrighted, but they can't copyright me if my face is in the way, right? Actually, maybe they can. At number 3, we got 30-year-old closing pitcher Devin Williams. The Brewers just declined his $10.5 million club option, meaning he's going to have another year of arbitration. Last year, he didn't pitch a whole lot, but when he did, he was excellent, of course. He's one of the best closing pitchers in the league. He's probably going to make about $8 to $9 million this year. There's a bunch of teams that could definitely use him. Maybe one of the New York teams, Toronto, Boston might be a sleeper pick here. But I'm going to say Devin Williams goes to the Dodgers, as the Dodgers always have the prospects they need to make big trades like this, and they also have the money to extend them if they need to, or want to. At number 2, we got 25-year-old Garrett Crochet. He had a nice season last year. Still not a ton of innings, but the most in his career by far. I still feel like it's kind of a small sample size to see what the rest of his career is going to be like. But regardless, super nice season. He made the All-Star team. Seems like a lot of teams are going to be going after him, but I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles here. Especially if Corbin Burns is gone next year. Getting another good starting pitcher would be very important for them. Before I get to number 1, I just want to say thank you to everybody. My last video did super well. We got over 800 subscribers in the last week, which is, I don't even know how that's possible. Well, obviously it is possible. For years I made videos where I got like pretty much no views and nobody was watching them. So it's kind of crazy. Like 800 subscribers in a week is just, it's insane. So yeah, just thank you everybody. At number 1, we got Blue Jays shortstop Bo Bichette. Now, it seems like the Blue Jays aren't going to trade him this offseason, but I think if they get offered the right deal, it's going to happen. I think there's also a good chance that he was going to get traded at the deadline this past year, but then he got injured. Usually, he's pretty consistently good each year, but last year he was awful. With an OPS just below 600, that's going to decrease his trade value a little bit, but I do think he's going to bounce back and do super well. At one point, it seemed like he wanted to leave Toronto, but now it seems like he wants to stay. I think some teams that could use a shortstop are the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Braves. I think Bo Bichette might have even hinted towards being interested in going to this team at one point. I don't think he's going to end up getting traded, but if he does, I got Bo Bichette going to the Giants. And if we get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, every prediction I get wrong on this video is going to equal 1 egg that gets thrown at me. So you're probably going to want to click this video. Yeah, you really wanted me to keep that in, don't you?
I do.
Well, you'll see if it makes it in.